अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी। अगेन हम हैं CS411 के मिड टर्म एग्ज़ाम्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं। तो आगे वाले MCQs की तैयारी करते हैं। लास्ट वीडियो मैंने आपके साथ शेयर की है, अगर पीछे वाले MCQs किसी ने पढ़ने हैं तो उस वीडियो को फॉलो करें, उसको चेक कर लें एक दफ़ा। चलें जी, स्टार्ट करते हैं। एट्रीब्यूट पैरामीटर्स कैन ईदर पोजिशनल पैरामीटर्स और नेम्ड पैरामीटर्स। ट्रू विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज़ ट्रू अबाउट रॉ इवेंट्स? It is introduced into an event processing system by an event producer. अच्छा, attributes can be used at design time by application development tools. Window presentation foundations was publicly announced in 2003. A delegate is a reference to a method. True. Syntax of struct and class are very similar. Events are delegates and delegates work hand in hand. C# is a language and .NET is a platform. ओके, ये ना समझे कि .NET जो है वो लैंग्वेज है, वो प्लेटफॉर्म है जिसके ऊपर आप C# को यूज़ करते हैं और लैंग्वेजेस भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. नेम्ड पैरामीटर्स कम बिफोर पोजिशनल पैरामीटर्स. फॉल्स. STA thread stands for single threaded apartment model. STA thread is a common attribute you will see later. It stands for single threaded apartment model, which is used for communicating with unmanaged form. Struct cannot have destructors. True. Instance of value types do not have referential identity. True that this pointer is in methods refer to object on which the methods is called object. The design, coding and operation of application that use events either directly or indirectly is called event-based programming. CTOR returns any values and it initialize class members. False. Event processing is computing that performs operations on events. A raw event is an event that is introduced into an event processing system by an event producer. Multiple classes are conventionally stored in multiple files. Methods are algorithms that operate on data. Enumerations are unique types that allow you to assign symbolic names to integral values. Attributes are generally applied physically in front of types and type member or declaration. Indexers let any classes behave like an array. Zero-based index is used in jagged arrays. Event consumer. अच्छा, ये ऊपर ही लिखा हुआ है. Event consumer is an entity at the edge of an event processing system that receives event from the system. Destructors are called by garbage collectors. Single-threaded apartment model is used for communicating with unmanaged COM. C. Reference types have the notation of referential identity. Exception can leave your program. Exception can leave your program in an inconsistent state by not releasing resources or doing some other type of cleanup. Default underlying type of cleanup is integer anonymous, and method is a method without a name. True. There are two methods to read XML documents. ये तो सबको पता है, XML document से और XML reader से. Out parameters which are not used for return values or the parameters argument for variable arguments. False. Content element is a base clause similarly to UI elements, but for document related pieces of content that don't have rendering behavior on their own. Events have already happened, whereas requests are asking something to happen. The common types system of C# has value types and reference type. Synchronous operations are completed before the next operation can be stored. Is numeric string S is a function of my utils class. Attributes add declarative information to your program. A compiled C# file is called assembly file. To declare an anonymous method, you must use keyword delegate. एनॉर्मस मेथड को डिक्लेयर करने के लिए डेलीगेट को लाजमन यूज़ करना है. ऑब्सलीट एट्रीब्यूट कॉजेज अ कंपाइल टाइम वार्निंग टू अपेयर. All the members of interface are implicitly public. Events decouple producers and consumer. Markup extensions are invoked from XML with implicit and consistent syntax. The base class will have the common functionality of all derived class. There is no order requirement on named parameters. Any class including the same class that the event is declared in may register one of its method with the event. Using XML document, the order is required. False order नहीं require होता. When the data is passed from one place to another in chunks, this data is called stream. Overloaded operator must be static and must be declared in the class for which the operator is defined. A method performs an action in a series of statements called a statement book. Service requester contracts the service provider or the service. Polymorphism works on the basis that child class should have dash feature of its parent class. Only one, no few, कुछ भी हो सकता है. A customer order can be represented as event to request. XAML is a declarative programming language for creating and initializing object. Messages may contain events. XML documents. अच्छा, इसमें ना XML के बहुत सारे MCQs हैं, तो आप लोग कोशिश करें कि वो वाला जो है वो टॉपिक डन कर लें पेपर के लिए. XML documents read entire document in memory. अच्छा, read all test.text method is used to read the whole file at once. XML is a stricter version of HTML. Stricter version. G++ is a command of Unix-based system. Writing higher level functions that call upon lower functions simplify program. Functions dash a program simplify करने के लिए. उसके बाद to use kb hit command you need to include which file in your program. conio.h. Every event is represented by an event object. WPF 3.5 released in 2008. Situation is an event occurrence that requires a reaction. Event can be specialized, composed, generalized, all of the given. Event channel is a subscription mechanism for event. The default constructor initializes the integers with 0 value. Which is the following statement about interface is true. An event can contain only method properties, event and indexers. वेरिएबल नहीं होते इसमें, और बस यही डिफरेंस है. Not implementing some methods of an interface in the class is an error. Move method is used to move the file from one directory to another. देखिए जी, ये तो easy है. Unlike type converter, however, markup extensions are invoked from XAML with explicit and inconsistent syntax. An object element can have 3 types of children. Button, OK button, Windows dot find name, OK button. The only XAML.NET language has an intrinsic understanding of dependency properties. There are 3 types of padding in WPF elements. If we require to set components in the table from column and row format, then which panel will be used? Grid. अच्छा, जिसने प्रोजेक्ट किया होगा ना इसमें ASP.NET में, तो उसके लिए तो ये पेपर इजी है. लेकिन जिसने नहीं किया तो फिर उसके लिए तो मुश्किल ही है. इफ़ यू रिक्वायर टू सेट कंपोनेंट्स इन टेबल, अच्छा ये हो गया. What is the default value of row span property of document panel? 1. What is the default value of column span property of document panel? 1. A UI element receives mouse events only if is hit test visible is null. A event stream is a set of associated events. चलें जी, यहाँ पे अपनी वीडियो ख़त्म करते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच. और अगर आप लोगों को ये MCQs बेनिफिशियल रहे तो प्लीज़ मेरी वीडियो लाइक कर दें. थैंक यू सो मच. अल्लाह हाफिज़.